our spirit? What is it? Where does it go? Are we able to see them using our mind's eye? If so, just what can spirit teach us? Welcome to School Through Spirit. Host DeEtte Renee is a certified psychic medium and master teacher of psychic and mediumship development through LWISSD. DeEtte was born knowing spirit and now is here to help you better understand the spirit world. And now your host, DeEtte Renee.
Hello everybody, this is DeEtte here on School Through Spirit with the Edge Network. I'm coming to you every Monday morning. I'm trying to get my stuff together. Still night lives and just to kind of help with our week, see where we're going, what we're doing. Sorry, I had too much on, guys. And all that wonderful jazz. You know, as we know, at the end of this day, I do a 5-card stud using a new tarot deck, oracle deck each week, just highlighting those decks and bringing those into awareness of other people so that you don't have to go and buy them. If I highlight them, if I show them, if you like them, resonate with them, please go on to Amazon, go into Hay House, go on to Beyond Words, your local store, wherever it might be, and find those decks. Now, I always like to bring in the Edge Network magazine. I, again, still have the new magazine, still in the box. I just haven't brought, I've looked at them, like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. But maybe right after the break, I'll go to that box, grab one so I can show you the current one. Hey, guys. Hey, Tim. Hi. Is that Ligna? How do I pronounce your name? Oh my gosh, I'm Ligna? I'm totally massacring it. I am so sorry. Pronunciations are not my thing, as we all know. But as we guys know, I do highlight a different deck every Monday. And at the end of that 8 weeks for the magazine, I literally I pick the deck that I liked the most and we highlight it in the magazine. You can either go to your local drop spot to get your magazine for free, or if you'd rather be like me and just have them come to your front door, you can go to the magazine and subscribe for a small fee. Then that's basically shipping name. It's my name backwards. Oh, thank you, Angel. So much easier. Thank you. This week's Oracle deck is the Oracle of the Celestial Deities. Oh, I love this author. There's a few authors of decks I really like, and I love Letao Wang. Letao Wang. And she is beyond words. I love her decks. She has, I think we're on our 3rd deck of hers or 4th deck, whatever it might be. She's got some amazing decks. So this is our deck we're using today. There we go. I'm turning the page to next week to see what's going on. By the way, happy July 1st. Happy July 1st. Awesome. I love this. And this week, guess what, guys? I have an open calendar. Can you believe it? Other than some meetings, I have an open calendar. So, quite frankly, what's that mean for you? You want a reading? You want to start some life coaching? You want to find out something about your life? Guess what? I'm open this week. Calendars there for you to jump in and do your thing. Go ahead and book DeEtte.us. Yeah, so no special events this weekend. No special events, which is kind of a rarity for me. Let's admit it. That's a rarity for me. Gotta get comfortable. Gotta clean these glasses of mine. I will tell you what, guys. Monday mornings are getting to be. I don't know. I'm spinning too. Monday mornings are getting to be one of those things that's just like so much piled in. Oh my gosh, I've just spun everywhere. I try to pile so much more in than what I used to on Monday mornings. Don't ask me why. I probably need to go back to a little less on Monday mornings just so that I have things like my glasses clean before I jump in here to everybody. But I guess it is what it is for right now. So let's go to Neil's book. Because as we know, this is a book that I use it for inspiration Monday mornings. Because how does this work? For anybody that thinks how does this work? Last Monday on the break, I literally go, hey, Spirit, what do I need to talk about next week? And I flip the book open. Oh, wow. You're watching this in progress. Guess we got next week's topic. And then I close it. When I go in to make the event, I literally will open to that page. I will take a few words from basically the title of the page, and I put it up for the event. And quite frankly, after that, I forget about it. I completely forget about it. Why? Because it's not what we're working on that week. It's whatever I talk about is what we're working on for that week. But what happens to me throughout the week is I find when Monday morning comes and I open the page and we start talking, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have had so much of that the week prior. And what it is I literally went, what do we need to know about next week? And Spirit starts feeding it in. They start feeding in. Whether it be songs, situations, activities, Facebook posts, thoughts that come into my mind, whatever it is, it comes in 100 different ways. Booyah, there it is. So when I come to talk this morning, that inspiration's already been there. It's been so seeded into me. And now I hook up and I allow it to be a bigger open, my gosh, my language is horrible today. More open channel, just to allow Spirit to continue to conversate through that and bring it through. So that's how this works. For anybody that's been wondering, that's how that works. So I had a feeling. Spirit's been very wordy. So this is this week. Apparently this little bookwork is next week. So there's a lot of words in here. Okay. So I apologize. Lately, we have not been doing so much reading lately and more inspiration. But this week, apparently we need to get the point across. So, oh my gosh, an eyelash just kind of turned inward on me. Oh, that caused pain. So it says, teach your children the 3 core concepts for living. The 3 core concepts for living. So not only children, I think we need to listen ourselves. Essential truth. Children remember everything they see, everything they experience. Why then do you place your children in schools where competition is allowed and encouraged, where being the best and learning the most is rewarded, where performance is graded, and where moving at one's own pace is barely tolerated? What does your child understand from this? Instead, teach your children of movement and music and the joy of art, the mystery of fairy tales, the wonder of life. Bring out what is naturally found in the child rather than to seek to put in what is unnatural to the child. Allow young ones to learn logic and critical thinking and problem solving, creation using the tools of their own intuition and their deepest inner knowing rather than the rules and the memorized systems and conclusions of society, which has already proven itself to be wholly unable to evolve by these methods, yet continues to use them. Teach concepts, not subjects, built around the 3 core concepts of awareness, honesty, and responsibility, and teach them from the earliest age until the final day. Base your entire education model upon them. These concepts, along with many others, must be deeply understood if children are to evolve and grow into a complete human beings. They are the most important things in life. For example, teach what it means to be honest, to be responsible, to be aware of other people's feelings, and respectful of other people's past. For thousands of years, we have been making the same mistakes because we have been teaching the same things. We have not evolved. We need to look at our society's values and restructure them, then take the grandest visions and teach in our schools. Now, I will tell you what, I wholeheartedly agree with this. I do. But I need to be the devil's advocate. I really do. Because I do feel like our school system needs to change. I do feel like our society needs to change. And I do believe society is changing. I truly do. Why do I feel that sometimes schools feel like they don't just do an open curriculum? What do you want to learn today? And let the children and possibly the parents be involved in that process, is because I do believe that school is afraid of total chaos. Because quite frankly, if we let the decisions be in the hands of the children, oh my God, what's going to happen? Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen. Total evolution, really total evolution. Basic things I do believe need to be taught. Reading, yes. Reading, writing, and math. And not like math like trig and algebra and all that stuff, just basic math skills. Boom, end it there. Truly end it there. Why? Because quite frankly, we don't use them. We really don't. For every expert that says we use them, we really don't. Do we use them in said fields? Yeah, we can go to college and learn those, those more advanced skill sets. Quite frankly, that's where it's at. But let's get back to the core concepts and teaching children. And it's amazing because as I'm reading this, I'm literally seeing my last week with my grandbabies. And we did a lot on, because my granddaughter Addie, as you guys all know, has some amazing abilities on her own. And this is what she's come to me this last week to learn, to ask me to teach her art, how to paint a little bit more proficiently. And in that process, because I am no artist by means, but in that process, I taught her that in art, there's no mistakes, absolutely no mistakes, because art is always in the eye of the beholder. And when she went, well, Nani, I made a mistake here. What can I do to change that? I showed her what she could do to get it back to where she had it prior to making this said mistake, and then letting her go off from there. So art week is a big thing from her and allowing her to expand on that. The next thing she wanted to learn was simple math, but she's in first grade going into second grade, and she's learning math that's in third grade. Now, what does that mean? It doesn't mean she's doing trig. It means I want to know how to multiply. I want to know how to divide. But that's an interest of hers. Nobody placed that interest on her. The next thing that she's wanting to learn how to read is doing oracle cards. Oracle cards. She owns 4 or 5 of her own sets. She wants to be more proficient at using them, but that means using her own intuition. Okay. Those are the 3 things that she's come to me and said, hey, Nani, can you teach me? Can you help me to evolve myself? And quite frankly, I couldn't expect 3 better things to teach a child. And at some day she chooses to learn something different, she'll ask and we'll teach her that. Because in this family, we don't leave the learning up to the school and that aspect. I quite often hear their mother and or their father, when the children make a bad choice in words or how they talk to somebody, instead of scolding them and screaming at them, they will sit them down and go, hey, do you really think that was a good language to use? Could you have used something else? Could you have said something different? And teaching responsibility and teaching them to think before they speak, and whether, and my grandson is 4. And a lot of people go, oh my gosh, that's just too young. Well, no, it's perfect timing because they're teaching him responsibility of his words and how his words do affect other people. Now we go into society, and a lot of people will go into society and say, but we need the school system. We need this, we need that. Well, that really depends. And I'm going to say a huge depends. Why? Because we're going a lot more into, hello, Keith, we're doing, and Angel, I will read that in a second, darling. I just don't want to get out of this train of thought and then go, oh my gosh, I got lost. But when we go into a whole train of thought of the school system, thank you, darling. A total mistake that I ran with and just amped up. So I got some pink hair. So when we look at the school system, a lot of parents are going to homeschooling. They're going to homeschooling. And quite frankly, I love that system. Hey, Deb. Oh my gosh. Hello. We're going to a different school system, a school way of school learning. And I've had a lot of people go, oh my gosh, in homeschooling, it's hard on the parent. It's hard on this. What about socialization? What all about this? And, honestly, I homeschooled my daughter. My son went to traditional school. My daughter was homeschooled in a couple of different varieties. And then I have a dear friend in California that unschooled her son. Unschooled. Now, homeschooling worked really well for us. Why? Because my daughter was able to pick her subjects. I was able to help her at home. Even after my daughter had a car accident that created a brain injury and homeschooling had to change, like one thing in particular, they didn't come off the aspect of she had to do certain aspects to graduate, okay? Because we know in our society, unfortunately, you have to have this diploma before you can go anywhere. So we were going after the diploma, but we did it in our own way. She had to read a book like anybody does in school and do questions and answers, and basically I can't think of the word, but a write-up on what the book was. My daughter no longer had the capacity at that moment in life to read and comprehend what she was reading. And I went to the school and I said, what do we do about this? And they said, it doesn't matter. She has to do this. And we went home and I looked at my daughter and I said, well, basically what they're telling me is that you have to understand this book and you have to write things based on your understanding this book. And she said, yeah, but Mom, I can't comprehend. And I said, well, Mom is going to read the book. I'm going to read the book and I'm going to read it chapter by chapter. And when I get done with the chapter, I'm going to explain to you what the chapter was about in a way that you can retain that knowledge. And it turned out an amazing way of doing this. So I went back to school. And read the material or learned the material with her and helped her to understand the material. And my daughter, they said, would never graduate, ended up getting top scores in 2 of her classes because we did it our way. We took it. We realized society said that the school system says you have to do this in order to get anywhere in life. And me as a mom went, you know what, but we're going to do it our way. And it brought me to meeting a friend of mine. Now, I didn't meet this friend through this. I actually met this friend through psychic mediumship in a class in psychic mediumship. And she had this brilliant son. And she chose to do something called unschooling. Have you ever heard of unschooling? It means you're not going to teach them a darn thing on the curriculum of school, basically. But they're going to learn more in a variety of different ways. And she did. And she allowed her son to play video games. She traveled with her son. They went to different places around the world. They did all these wonderful things. Does that mean he doesn't know how to read? Nope, he's proficient at reading. Does it mean he doesn't know math? Nope, he's at the top of his class because this boy has technically graduated, because at some point the child chose to go back to school, not until like high school, I think it was like later high school. And you know what they found? He was further ahead than the regular students. And not because the mom bought a math book or a reading book and taught him that way. It's because she allowed herself and society to teach him in the way that he chose to be taught things. And what he felt was important is what he took in. And it also took some of those subjects that maybe he would not have found any interest in, like say history. Maybe he had no interest in history. Well, guess what? Not all kids are going to read from a book and go, oh my gosh, I'm going to grasp that. No, she took him to places of interest because they had time. He wasn't stuck in a school for 8 hours, and it gave them time. If he wanted to learn about Civil War, she took him to Gettysburg. If he wanted to learn about something in China, some China history, she found a way to get him there. And thank goodness, yes, she had the opportunity to travel more because of the work her husband did. But they took their children and she taught them history that way. She could teach them by movies. She could teach them by her learning and then teaching. There's so many other ways of doing this. And that helps us to evolve. It truly does help us to evolve as a people. One big thing that people will say is that kids learn to be better people because of school. They learn more about themselves because of a structured environment. And I will tell you what, they don't. They really don't. Do we need social interaction? Yeah, well, you could take them to a playground for social interaction. You can choose to do that every day or every week or however you want to do it. There's activities that just society has for children, whether it be your YMCA, your kid camps, 4-H clubs, whatever it might be. There's a lot of different ways of society interaction with children. And they can get plenty of that in possibly a better way and a better structured way than we do sending them to school. Now, I will tell you, no child learned who they were based on a school program or school way of being. Because quite frankly, children will interact based on situations they've already had. Based on situations they've already had. And that's funny because Neil Diamond Walsh wrote about that this morning. If a kid is placed in the same situation every day for the rest of their life, they're never going to evolve beyond the person they are. They're just not. If you're going to school and you're having the same basis of classes and you're having these with the same people and you have a lot of the same situations coming up, a child isn't going to evolve into a better person because you put them into the same stuff over and over and over again. The only thing they're learning is that they did this before and we can do this worked the last time. And I'm not quite sure how to change that and do it different. So I'm going to go based on what I learned the last time. And a lot of times parents or teachers will look at a child and go, hey, did you learn something from that? Well, I learned I did it before and I learned a comfortability there. So I'm going to do it the same way again. Because quite frankly, as long as you're not expelled, the only thing you've learned is to do it again. You've learned to be the same person over and over and over again. Why? Because you're never taken out of a comfort zone. Even when they're learning in school, it isn't a slam everything on the desk and say, learn this by the end of the term. It's a gradual process. It's building. We build slowly. We build on, just reading alone is on phonics. We build slowly. We add in certain types of words and certain types of words and certain types of words, and we clump them together to have these slow stepping stones. Okay? That's all great. It is. But it keeps a person comfortable. It keeps somebody within the dynamics of what their comfort zone is. It doesn't throw them into the deep end and say, learn to swim. Because quite frankly, 9 times out of 10, when you throw somebody in the deep end, they're going to learn how to swim. They're going to figure this out because we're designed to figure it out. When you take a child and you put them in an uncomfort zone, they're going to succeed. Their fears of failure come from us putting that fear on them because a child doesn't have fear of failure because they don't know what failure is. It's we as adults or we as a society that has put failure on them. If I take a child and I throw them into a baseball field, a child that's never known how to play baseball, but I put them on the field and I say, this is what you're going to do today. And they go, oh, but I don't know what I'm doing. Well, sit there and watch them for a few minutes. It's a basic concept. Hit a ball, run, keep going until you get touched by a ball, and then you're out. Pretty basic concept. If you put a child over here and have them watch, they're going to keep trying to hit that ball until they succeed. As long as you have somebody over here going, oh my gosh, do it again, do it again, do it again, they're going to succeed eventually. They're going to figure it out eventually. They're also going to figure out if they want to do this or not. Because quite frankly, if that child ends up not being any good at that sport, even though they figure out the sport, if they don't have a love for it, no matter how much you try to force them to do it, it's not going to change and make a love for a sport, nor is it going to make them any good at a sport. It just means you forced them to do something. And isn't that what school is? We've forced a person to go someplace to do something that maybe they don't want to do and force them to say that you need to be good at this, and maybe they never will be. But yet you bring them out and you teach them core concepts. All of a sudden, it's amazing. And now it's quite interesting because as I'm sitting here with this, I'm watching this kid that I see on Facebook. Oh my God, he's brilliant. I believe he's over in New York just by the accent. And his dad owns a shop to fix cars and repair cars, and whether that be the engine, the transmission, or the bodies. This is what the dad does. And the kid's got a love for it. This kid knows about it. And the whole Facebook thing is based on this kid teaching a concept and the dad filming him going, well, how do you know that? He goes, well, it's simple. This is what it is. And you can learn from this kid because you can see the desire this kid has for this. And what is this kid learning? Oh my gosh, this kid is learning basic concepts of responsibility. You got to take care of this so it runs good. This kid is learning, ratios, which is math based on mixtures, whether it be for Bondo or for gas or for oil mixture into something. This kid is learning ratios, which is all about that. This kid is learning about reading. Why? Because you need to be able to read what this stuff is. This kid is learning so many life skills. This kid is learning who he is. Just based on a love he has for something that, yes, his father introduced to, but it doesn't mean he had to do it. Didn't mean he had to. It was he wanted to. And I will tell you what, that comes from a knowing. Trust your children because they have a knowing. That's an ability, guys. That is what we call in this world, my world, claircognizance, which is clear knowing. They have a knowing of who they are. That is coming from their soul. No society ever told a child what was or was not good for them. No society ever took a child and said, you're going to be amazing at this. A child has to know it. A person has to know it. And whether you're 12 or you're 52, that knowing is there. And it's never too late to learn some of those core concepts. So stop looking at what society, your parents, or anybody else says you have to do. And start reaching into yourself and go, what is it that I feel, I know, I'm good at? And then make a life around that. Because trust me when I say you are going to succeed. You're going to succeed. The only thing that's stopping you is your belief in society saying that you're not going to succeed. Know who you are. That's not always easy, guys. Trust me, I'm in that process today. I've been in the process for quite a long time. I wrapped my belief that the only way I was ever going to be successful is if I was a nurse. Because a long time ago, somebody beautiful told me, get the degree because you'll always have something to fall back on. Was that good advice? Darn right, it was great advice. Was it the right advice for me? At the time, probably yes. Currently, not even close. Did I find me in there? I did, because eventually I stopped listening to other people and I started listening to this. Because this was about, I wanted to help people and I wanted to help people to heal. And I wanted to help people find themselves. And I wanted to help people to be a better person. That's what made me a good nurse. I wasn't a good nurse for the sick. I'll tell you that right now. I was a good nurse for those that needed to find a way to fight for their own health. Totally two different subjects, just so you know. I was that nurse that would walk in and say, oh, you're trying to tell me you want out of this bed? Fling open the, let's get going then. Because I'm going to fight you to find that within yourself. And it was amazing to see what happened. And I found when I found me there, the rest of me started to evolve. Because I found that for myself, helping others find themselves, whether it be through abilities or through consciousness or through whatever, but helping somebody find their path, the best aspect of them, helps them to believe in themselves, and then helps them change the trajectory of their life to happiness, to the best part of them. Now, do I ever tell a person what to do? Heck no. No. It's not mine to tell them. It's theirs to find it. And I think we all need to start doing that. If you're not experiencing life to the fullest, and you're not experiencing life and you're happy, then why the blessed hell are you doing what you're doing? Why are you living the life you're living? Today, ask yourself those questions. Who am I? What makes me happy? How can I make my life happy? And then do it. Go that direction. You're going to succeed. You may flounder for a little bit, because going from one belief to another belief, there's some floundering until the light bulbs finally go off. But trust me when I say you're going to get there. Look in here. Everything you need is in here. The internet doesn't have it. Society doesn't have it. Your parents don't have it. Your children don't have it. It's in here. So go into here. Look at those core concepts for yourself. and then find the best version for you and go towards it. Okay, guys, with that being said, we're going to take a quick station break. And when we get back, we are going to go straight into our 5-card stud. This is DeEtte here with School Through Spirit on the Edge Network. Here you go.
Can you harm yourself using energy medicine? The answer is yes. Gail Lynn, the creator of the Harmonic Egg products for commercial and home use, has been involved in the field of energy medicine for the past 15 years. In her experience, Gail has witnessed cases where people have faced negative consequences due to the improper use of energy medicine. Some individuals did not allow the sessions to integrate properly or exposed their bodies to beneficial energies for extended periods, leading to harmful effects. This can cause the body to go into a defense, flight, or fight mode, creating confusion within the body despite the positive nature of the energy. There is also the potential risk of hiring a wounded healer who may unintentionally hurt their clients. For those reasons and more, she is committed to educating people about the safe and appropriate use of energy medicine. For those interested in learning more, Gail provides videos, articles, and other resources at harmonicegg.com. Contact her directly at info@harmonicegg.com to find out about safe and effective energy healing products and services.
Elevate your consciousness with each issue of the Edge magazine delivered straight to your doorstep. Immerse yourself in a community of curious teachers and seekers dedicated to the collective growth and understanding. Each glossy edition is a portal to expand awareness, featuring the latest in metaphysical and holistic products, services, events, and books. Let our engaging articles and comprehensive practitioner directory guide you on your journey towards higher consciousness. With every issue, raise your vibration and deepen your connection to the universe, one enlightening read at a time. Subscribe today at edgemagazine.net/subscribe and embark on a transformative exploration here, there, and everywhere.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. I said I'd bring in the new magazine. Here it is. Well, it's been out for 3 weeks now, 2-3 weeks. So here you go. Here's that new magazine, The Edge. The Edge. Look at that cover. Steve Wagner makes these covers, and I will tell you what, it is so dynamic. I love that. Now, let's see what deck I did pick. I picked the Archangel Power Tarot deck. Remember that deck? I do. I loved that deck. I truly love that deck. So this is my page. It's on the last page, guys. You can switch to that. You can get your reading for that 2 months. So this is a nice overview for 2 months. You know how I do the 5-card stud here for the week. This is for 2 months. So it's kind of like going someplace and getting your horoscope for the month. That's what we do. So again, this is a current issue. So feel free to go grab that current issue. I wanted to kind of go in here and read some of these comments because, oh my God, there were so many people messaging. And I was like, I can't keep up with it. So it's before having kids, we thought probably a private school, having experienced the local schools ourselves. But after having kids and being open and aware to who they are, we decided to homeschool, which is a huge shift to know. Oh, I love that. I love that, Angel. Beautiful. Love it. Keith got so much in there. I love the Keith. Oh my gosh, your mom did it for you too. I love that, Keith. I love that. Oh, thank you, Keith. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh. I love I love the fact that Keith was able to show up today. Usually Keith works on Monday morning, so he comes and he says hi. He's always there to say hi, and he jumps back out. But there we go. There is that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So many. I got to mess around here. So let's go into our oracle cards, which is, again, the Oracle of the Celestial Deities by Letao, Wang, illustrated by Nithrajo P. And this is Beyond Words. I love Beyond Words. I really do. I mean, there's not too many out there I don't love. There's been some cards where I would not my jam, not my thing, but I do love cards in general. I really do. I mean, it's just one of those things. I do love them. So the back says that, where's my glasses? I gotta get a new pair of funky glasses. It says, an enchanted journey into the esoteric realm of magic and transformation. This intuitive and inspirational oracular system combines the ancient wisdom of the gods and goddesses with modern astrology and archetypes to provide you daily cosmic guidance. No mere sequel to Oracle of the Mystic Heroes. It is rather a sublime transformational soaring beyond the celestial limits. Journey outside the spiritual insights of our earthly realm with cards depicting mythical deities derived from astrology, astronomy, and ancient Greek, Roman, and mythology, from Venus, the goddess of love, and Saturn, the god of time, to Ceres, the goddess of harvest, and Vulcan, the god of forge. You will learn and appreciate the important life lessons that are echoed in the epic legends of the gods. I like this. I like this because I am all about mythology. Guys, they call it mythology. I call it truth. There's a difference. I call it truth. So let's open this deck. Take the glasses back off. Hopefully I don't need those again. Good morning, Lee. I was thinking about you the other day. I hope everything is great with you. I hope everything's phenomenal. So let's open up. Nothing in the inside deck. Totally okay, because we don't always have to have something in there. Ooh, a nice little, I love, guys, y'all know I like that little holder. I do. Why? Because it keeps it from shaking back and forth. Oh, another nice book. I do like the big books. If you're going to have a book, have it big enough for hands. You know what I mean? Big enough for hands, big enough to read without having to squint. I never used to think that when I was younger, but you know, as you get older, the shapes of your eyes change and it's just no fun. So it does have an index with a foreword, a preface, and introduction, which is always nice. It does have some layouts that you can do, which I really like that. I love the layouts. I do like it. It looks like it's pretty. This is the author. I don't know if you can see a picture of him, but that's the author. What a genuinely amazing person. Oh, look at that. Cosmic Blueprint, an little extra handout in the book. I like that. That's awesome. That is super cool. Oh, I love that. I love that. So, and it does look like, is it alphabetical? I don't think so. Yeah, it's kind of all over the place. So I'm going to have to go to, I don't know if it's a number of the card or how it is. It looks like we got numbers on the cards. Hopefully they, go with each one. There's a lot of write-up on each one. So like the first card, the sun, that's the first page. Then he has got all about it. And then it has the teaching, the career, the love. So how the card, revolves around about the career and then love. So I like that. I like that. So it kind of gives you a couple of ways to look at each card, which is kind of nice. So if you ask those questions, you too, Keith, happy 4th of July, darling. It looks like we're gonna work with this. We're gonna see what's happening. So again, it's 42 cards. It looks like it was 42 cards. So it's a smaller deck. 20 cards. 20 cards. So I was gonna say it feels very small in my hand. So it's a smaller deck, and that's okay. Nobody said you need, small decks are still popped with huge information. I'm thinking this deck might be better to pull one card. Just holding the deck in my hand, it feels more like, oh my God, what do I need this today, this week, whatever, pull one card. Oh my God, I love that. Well, you're going to get it, Lee. You're going to get it. Adeline, are you there? Come here. Come here. Guys, on July 20th, I believe it is, myself and my granddaughter, Adeline, come here, are going to be at Broadhead Manor in Broadhead, Wisconsin, at an event called Moonbow, ran by Christina Bloom and Bill Walter and Ron, who are the owners of the building. This is Adeline, and what do you do at the event?
I'm starting to do something new than I usually do.
Okay.
I'm starting to do readings, and I usually do tattoos, so I'm starting to do those. Yep,
you're going to keep doing tattoos. And it's Adeline's Temporary Tattoos, right? Yeah. And you're going to start doing some readings? You're going to try? Yeah. The readings are going to consist of her pulling oracle cards. If she can figure it all out before then, huh? And who knows? She might just run around and play. But She's saving up for college, aren't you? Already. So not every penny she makes goes to college, guys. It's not that. It's if she makes money, she takes half of it and she goes and plays with it, and then the other half she puts into her savings account, whether it's college or car or whatever big thing she wants to purchase when she gets older, huh? What do you think?
Or maybe a toy.
Maybe a toy. So there you go. So you can see me and Adeline at Moonbow in Broadhead, Wisconsin, July 20th. At Broadhead Manor. It's going to be fun. Look at Lee. She's already taking, you already have a waiting list. Oh my gosh. You always have a waiting list, so don't you? Yeah.
Last time I had a ginormous waiting.
You did. And she already has her new tattoos for this week, this event. So, okay, darling. Beautiful. You advertised. That's our advertisement. There you go. I'm going to do the 5 cards done now. For everybody that hasn't seen Adeline in a while, there she is. Maybe it's time for a trip. You never know. Hope she comes by my booth and makes a card. Oh my gosh, you're going to go by Lee's booth? Trust me, Lee, she's going to hit all the booths. She always does. She's an avid shopper when she gets there. So let's pull our... I know. Okay. So we're going to do our 5 card stud. And how this works, guys, is you pick 1 card, 2 cards, all cards. I don't really care. But cards 1 through 5. And it really is just kind of what you need for the week. If you have multiple questions, ask, write your questions down, think about your questions, and put a number to your questions. It's very beautiful to do it that way. And if you have something bigger or a 6th question at the very end, I'm going to put all of it together to make a full reading. So card number 1 is Vulcan. It's card number 15. It's about diligence, humility, and the wish to forge. I love that because I do feel like if you picked card number 1, it is about, going, okay, I need something. I'm going to make it happen. Because to me, to forge, I always see a forge, not forge like foraging through the forest, but even that can be a possibility, but to make something, to pull it together. Okay. And I'm always looking at this aspect of my card making booth will be free. Oh, I love that, honey. But really kind of going at it. This is something you want to make happen. It's something in your life that you're in a situation that you want to make happen. And you're going, how do I make it happen? Well, you know what? It's looking at going, hey, I may not know everything, but I'm going to figure it out. It's showing up and saying, I'm going to keep doing this until I figure it out. And you're the person making it happen. So picking card number 1, it's all on you. It falls on you. Card number 2 is Eros. Eros is desire, playfulness, and the wish to connect. I love that. Eros, desire, playfulness, and the wish to connect. And I think it comes from that aspect, the wish, the want, to where you're going. Okay. You're going to yourself. How could I make this happen? How can I make this situation better? How can I get what I want? Well, you know what? You're the person that's got it. Comes from you. It is you going, I want to make this connection. I want to make this happen. I'm going to be the one to reach out. If you want a person in your life, you're going to have to reach out to this person. They're just not going to magically happen on your path. If you want a certain situation to happen, you want a new job, you're going to have to reach out and get that job. This is all about you making that connection to make things happen in your life. Card number 3, when we're looking at this, Pegasus, friendship, freedom, and the wish to assist. And I love this because Pegasus was really a beautiful creature that just wanted to show up and be there for somebody else. Yes, you can. Go ahead. Really wanted to be there for somebody else. And this is about bringing camaraderie together. So in this situation, if you pick card number 3, you're in a situation that it's about bringing group together, bringing society together, bringing things together, okay? And that you're not able to do this on your own. That even though you want to be headstrong and even though you want to say, oh my gosh, this is all about this or it's all about that and I'm going to make it happen. No, this isn't about you. No, with this card, it's about bringing community together. It's about bringing two or more people, 2 or more things together to make something happen. But trust that it's going to work out when you take that route. Persephone is card number 4, which is simplicity, rejuvenation, and the wish to wish to balance. I'm going to be opening popsicle here in a second. Really? Really? Give me the scissors.
No scissors. There's no scissors. No.
Here, take this. Good job. So, and there's Dawson. He's got clothes on, guys. That's always a plus. So, Persephone.
No, I got me, guys.
I love him. So Persephone is card number 4, and we're looking at this. It is the balance is what I'm seeing within this card. It's the balance. Anybody that knows about mythology, Persephone was the goddess that had to be half the time above ground, half the time underground, and that's not dead. That was actually in Tartarus. But she had to live 2 lives. But it was, and she was forced into that. But it's finding a balance to find some sort of happiness or cohesion to her life. Okay. So with this, it's looking at things and going, wait a second, do I need more or do I need less? Well, we can always do with less, because when you take the more out of the equation and you get it down to a less, you're going to find a better balance. Why? Because you can navigate. So whatever is going on in your life, if you pick card number 4, it's about stripping away those things you don't need to make that better decision and finding the balance. So, you know, adding more is not always the better way to do it. Card number 4 and the last one is Medusa, fear, reflection, and wish to survive. Wish to survive. And that really is the best, because if you pick card number 5, you're literally going, oh my gosh, how could I make this happen? Oh my gosh, how can I do this? You're going to survive it. That's point blank what it is. You are going to survive this. This is now, it's not forever. It's going to continue. Set your fears away apart from what you're going on in your life, because whatever is stopping you right now is your fear-based. It's nothing else. So stop with the fears. Realize you're going to survive. Realize you're going to go on. And if you really open yourself up to something bigger, better, and greater, it's going to be that. So give up your fear of jumping in the deep end and just jump. Give up that fear of doing new things and do it. You're going to survive that which comes to you. So the first card was Valkon, which was all about doing it yourself. Card number 2 was Eros, which is about making connections. Card number 3 was Pegasus, which is bringing people together and to do things together. Card number 4 was Persephone, which is balance. And card number 5 was Medusa, and it is all about fear and reflection. Now, when I put all these together, I will tell you what, this week is about really going, okay, what do I want to do? This week is about it's really about making things happen. It's about making things happen. And it's like you've been sitting on an idea for a while. You've had these thoughts, these ideas coming through, and you're going, oh my gosh, should I, shouldn't I, whatever it happens. It says make it happen. You're the person that's got to do this. Oh, you're the person that's got to reach out. You're the person that's got to do that, okay? Are you going to be able to do it on your own? Probably not. 2 or more? Definitely. But it is your idea. It is something that you want and something that can come into great prosperity and abundance in a lot of different ways. And prosperity and abundance, it doesn't always mean just financial. You know, I'm hearing even Ford, you know, Mr. Ford, he wanted to make something that went a little easier on his feet down the road. Well, guess what? He might have made the core concept of the truck or the car, but look at what it's become, because he put more people together to make it happen. But it's making those connections, finding out ways to do it, finding out that information. And please do me a favor, give up your fear of this. So often great ideas are pushed to the side because we have a fear. Fear is healthy. Fear is telling you that you're in an uncomfort zone. Fear is telling you, I'm uncomfortable. I'm not liking this feeling, but I can make it comfortable by getting better at it, doing it. And it must be right, because I'm a little bit fearful. Okay. Because so many of us, we don't go, oh yeah, but let's be uncomfortable. No, we go, oh no, not uncomfortable. So flip that around and make fear something that's going to help you to grow and build and push past things. So this week is all about taking those ideas and get started with them. Get started, get going with them, put into them what you need to. Okay, now I can slow down my speech a little bit. This week is going to be a good week though, guys. This week is going to be a good week. And I love that. I do love that. So with that being said, guys, I really do hope you got a lot out of this week, this reading, kind of looking at things, where we're going in life. I do believe that, this show, because we're a lot about consciousness and growing, it's all about growing together and growing as a society, and seeing where we're going to be tomorrow. I'm hoping, like myself, you're starting to have some light bulbs going off. These little light bulbs going off to say, oh my gosh, I'm going to be okay. Okay, baby, I'll be there in a second. And kind of growing within that. So, again, guys, I will be here next Monday morning at 9 a.m. here on School Through Spirit with the Edge Network. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please do me a favor. Reach out to me. Send me those subjects. I have no problem doing that. I also want to let you know I did open myself up to availability this summer of house parties, which is not something I always put on the docket. Do I do them? Yes. But do I put them up there? Do it? I don't. I do them though, guys. And this summer I've left some availability open to having some house parties from people showing up for your friends, your family. Do it, just having a great occasion. Have your barbecue. Put me in the back corner. It's great. I'm an added attraction of nothing else. But it's a lot of fun. It's bringing a lot of guidance to people as a whole. Again, you can find me at DeEtte.us. You can always find me here on the Edge and just kind of growing and seeing what more we can do for everybody out there. This has been DeEtte here, guys, on School Through Spirit. Again, that is the Edge Network. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Follow me here. Share this. Watch it in the podcast, guys. Bye-bye.
There are psychic mediums, but there is nothing like DeEtte. Let's face it. We all struggle time and again. But if you seek the clarity you deserve, then you need to seek DeEtte. As a master teacher, DeEtte studied under international psychic medium Lisa Williams. Together, they not only help DeEtte better tap into spirit, but also build a long-lasting relationship. So many psychics tell us what we want to hear, and that just won't cut it with DeEtte. She tells you what you need to hear. No sugarcoating here. To book a reading with DeEtte is simple. Just visit her website, DeEtte.us. That's DeEtte.us. And follow the Yellow Brick Road to connect with DeEtte. Don't just sit there and ponder those questions. Ask them and let DeEtte guide you every step of the way. You need insight now, and DeEtte can help. Just visit DeEtte.us. That's DeEtte.us.